Hi, my Tubies, my Teletubbies. This is Sheila Truelove, and I am here. I just got off the phone with my first ex-narc. He wasn't even a full-blown narc. He had some, how you say, humanitarianism in him. Um, anyway, when I was speaking with him, he has such a severe case of dementia that it's unbelievable. He's also having a hard time when it comes to um, remembering the people that he has had in his life. He remembers me very clearly. He remembers Lewis, and he remembers my daughter vaguely. But the reason why he said he remembered me and Lewis is because we were the ones who were the nicest to him. He's what, 65 years old? And out of all the 65 years of his living here on the earth, the ones that he remember most is me and my son Louis and pieces of my daughter. I asked him, do you remember Robert, my ex-husband? He didn't remember him at all. He didn't even have a clue. And I was like, really? How is that possible? You guys used to go out and play billiards together, pool. You used to watch sports together. You used to go out to dinner together, go fishing. You used to do all of this stuff together. Go out to the South Seaport. You don't remember Robert, not even a little? He used to drive you around town. He doesn't remember my brother Guy. Guy is the one who found him, which helped us to, get back together. And what I was like, really? Wow. Dementia is no joke. He has AIDS. My ex-narc, he has AIDS, and it's like, really? Oh my God. So he's on all these types of medication. I guess it messes with his memory. And then he's also schizophrenic now. Schizophrenia, it could also develop in your later age. So he has that, and I was like, oh wow. So anyway, he was talking about how much he loved me, how much he valued me. Of course, they love you like crazy when they need you. This is one of the reasons I say it's always good to find people who need you rather than want you. Because when people need you, that's the only time they really, to be honest with you, they're going to treat you right. They will treat you the way that God said each and every one of us human beings are supposed to treat each other. But when you sit around and you wait for someone to want you, yeah, right. Good luck with that. Because they want you today, but tomorrow they don't want you. They want you this week. Tomorrow they don't want you. They want something else. No, 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 no. But when they need you, that's the best way to find yourself a man. The best way to find yourself a woman. This is why you see a lot of males. When they have a female, she's making all the money. She's got her own home. She got her own car. She got this. She got that. She has everything going on. What the hell do you need me for? Like me, I have my own life in order. I have my own home. I have my own transportation, which is Uber and Lyft. I keep money in those accounts. So it's the same as having a car. It really is. Because when you think about how much people spend on gas every month and how much they got car payments, like $300 for car payments, $100 for gas, and then you got to think about the car repairs and the oil change. Let's just talk about at least a good $400 a month when it comes to the car. You could keep $400 a month in your Uber account, and it just takes you wherever you want to go. As long as it's local, it's the same thing as having a car. So I have my own transportation. I don't have to depend on the one to pick me up, to take me here, take me there. I have my own home. I pay the rent around here. I have my own, take care of my own food, my own utilities, my own cable. I could pay for all of this on my own. So when a man comes into my life, they sit here and they say, well, what do you need me for? Well, I first have to break down the word need. Need means without it, you die. Without air, you die. Without food, water, God, Jesus, we die. Nobody really need anyone. But when I speak of the word need, I'm speaking of the word in like I don't know what sense to put this in. See, I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know everything. But there's a certain way that you got to have a man that need you. Because when they need you, they're going to treat you right. They're going to talk to you right. They're not going to take advantage of you. They're not going to disrespect you. That's it. That's why you see a lot of women, they look for men who are in a wheelchair. They look for men who are handicapped or something, whatever. Because they know that these men, they're not going to treat you so badly. So people who are handicapped and all messed up, whatever, if you will, yeah, sure. Like with my ex-narc, he had TBI, traumatic brain injury, and cerebral palsy. How did he treat me? He he needed me, you know? And then he cheated on me to go back out there because he felt, well, I don't need her. I could do this on my own. And when he went out there to do it on his own, guess what? He's homeless now. He's homeless. The job that he had, that folded. He got another job, whatever, but his life is a mess. He needed me because when he was with me, he wasn't on crack. When I met him, he was no crack user. When we were together, we had issues. He had fallen back onto crack, but he knew that with me, he was 8 years clean. I was with this man for 11 years. And when he started hanging out with me, thanks to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ, they get all the credit for him staying clean when it came to crack and cigarette smoking and overly drinking. He was never really an over drinker, but when it came to crack and cigarettes, yeah. As long as he had Jehovah God, Jesus Christ, and me in his life, you see, he needed us because he was clean. He was sober. He was living a decent life. He wasn't homeless. He didn't lose like 20 to 25 pounds, walking around looking like a skeleton. Okay? So you have to find yourself a man who needs you or a woman who need you. Because I promise you, that's the only way they're going to treat you right. That's it. So you have these men, they got their little job, they got their great cars, they got their this going on, and they got all of that going on. It's so easy for them to throw you to the wayside because what the hell, you know what? They throw you to the wayside and they got 10, 12 other women in the lurk coming after them. They got the great job, the great car, the great house, the great apartment. Every female is wanting that. When you find yourself somebody who need you, somebody who have some form of disability, I know that sounds awful and it sounds crazy, but the facts are the facts. Just like I think about my son and my daughter, if they were in a position where they needed me, they would never be able to sit up here and think that I wasn't worth their energy or their time because they need me. And when you need me, you always want me around. And that goes for the parents who have siblings or children who you know why I'm saying all of this? Because I just got off the phone with one of my friends who I've known since high school. And I've gotten off the phone with another one of my sister soldiers. And I've gone to some of these meetings with listening to women and how their children could discard them like they're nothing. Like my friend who I've been friends with since high school, she kept her son in her house until he was almost like 33 years old, almost 33. And the moment he gets a wife, he's ready to discard his mom like nothing. She's not one of those women who drink or drug or she's none of that. None of that. But he could sit there and discard his mother for his wife because his wife don't like his mother. Why doesn't his wife like her? I will never understand that because she's a sweetheart. She probably feels threatened or something of that nature. But the way that these kids could just discard their parents, I know there's got to be something that God is going to do to them. There's got to be something because God, one of his attributes is justice. And you're able to discard your parents the way that you do. Like even my son and my daughter, my son, he started off on a good foot, but now he's even fallen off. My daughter, let me tell you something. I've done the research. There's 168 hours in a week. And anytime you have a kid or you're a grown adult child, they will always be your child. They don't even have 3 or 4 hours out of a week. They don't even have 168 out of 168 hours. They can't give you 3 hours out of 168 or 100 or they can't give you, excuse me. Well, let me slow down because I'm getting worked up. They can't give you 3 hours to 4 hours out of 168 hours, and they want to sit there and have you believe that they love you, that they care about you. At your funeral, they're going to want to come and cry and all of this. What did you do for them with your parents when they were alive? How much time did you spend with your parents when they were alive? And now you want to come up here and front like, no, don't. No. That's whack. That's crazy. And after talking to my girlfriend, I just got off the phone with her like, I don't know what, 10 minutes ago. And with the way she said that her son treats her, oh man, it's horrible. It's horrible. But anyway, getting back to the narcissist. Anyway, you know what? I'm going to make this video not about the narcissist. I have a change of heart, but how, this is going to be a little weird video, to be honest with you. How is it that these adult children of yours, they don't remember how you was there for them, doing for them when they couldn't do for themselves? When a child's a baby, they can't feed themselves, they can't clothe them, they can't do nothing for themselves. They're crippled. They depend on you for everything. And even when they become, let's say, 5, 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, they're still dependent on you. You know what I mean? And in the moment you get a little older or you may start to need a little bit more from them, they're ready to turn their backs on you. My question to these adult children, do you honestly believe, do you really believe that God is going to let you get away with that? Like with my son and my daughter, my son, he started off on the good foot, but he started following after his sister. And that all changed somewhat. Now in the past, I agree that there were times when I was a problem drinker. Not an alcoholic, never an alcoholic, because I was never one to drink every day or whatever. I drank sporadically. And there were times when I overdid it, just like when you look at some of the elders from our church, they overdid it so many times, believe me. They had to have their wives not drink so that the wives were sensible enough to take them home. Okay? But it was like what? Maybe 90% of the times, I never overdid it. There were times when I did overdo it. Sometimes, But for you to sit there and throw your parents away because they're not perfect. I wasn't perfect. You want to discard your parents? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you one of my daily prayers. I pray to my Heavenly Father, Jehovah God, through Jesus Christ, because no one can go to the Father except through the Son. So I always pray to Yahweh, Jehovah, through Jesus Christ, that my daughter, because that girl have treated me so badly, so badly, but may her children make her feel the way that she has made me feel every single day. Every day. May her kids make her feel the same way. You see, I'm not wishing harm on her or for something awful to happen to her, but I have 3 wishes. Not even wishes, I'm sorry. 3 prayers. May her kids make her feel the way that she has made me feel every day. May her kids, there's 3 prayers. Oh yeah, may Jehovah God, Yahweh, put her in a position where she's going to need me. And whatever she needs, Yahweh, Jehovah God, through Jesus Christ, please make it so that I can accommodate her and help her with whatever she needs. But please make her need me. Number 3, may she never have no friends until she makes friends with her mother first. You see, I'm not one of these, like some people say, well, my mother was a narcissist, my mother this. No, I'm a Christian mother. I'm a mother who lives my life in harmony with the Bible. Sure, there's times when I may overdo it with a boo drinking, but I don't drink every day. I drink only socially. Like if I'm hanging out with people and I don't go out that much. There are times that I got to keep it real. When I have overdone it with the alcohol, and what do I do when I overdo it with the alcohol? I guess I don't have any, how you say, barriers. When I tell you how I feel, that's not a good thing, and I take accountability for it, you know? But I apologize for it profusely. I try my best not to let it happen again. And if it does happen again, it doesn't have to happen often. No, come on. When it comes to beating you up or hitting you and getting crazy, like, no. Have I ever gotten a little out of hand? Of course I have. What human hasn't gotten out of hand? Show me a human like Jesus Christ said when they was ready to condemn that prostitute. They was ready to stone her to death. But Jesus Christ put a stop to that. He said, any one of you who have never sinned or you have no flaw, you have none, go ahead, cast the first stone. Go ahead, cast the first stone. And I say that to my son and my daughter and to my girlfriend who she's having difficulty with her children. And I say that to my women in my women's group who their kids have turned their back on their parents. Like Jesus Christ said, if you're the perfect people, sons, daughters, people, whatever, go ahead, cast the first stone at your mother. Because you're perfect. But you know what? When it comes to my grandchildren, I already heard what they told me about my daughter when they was down in the basement one particular day. They said, you know what, Gigi, because they call me Gigi, no matter what we do, man, no matter what we do, she's never satisfied. She's never satisfied. And do I disagree with them? Or did I say, well, maybe not? I didn't, when I'm dealing with them, I just said, well, maybe you could do this or maybe you could do that. And they were fervent. They were fervent. They said, no matter what we do, she's never satisfied. So that's how her children are talking about her. Okay? So you have to be careful with how you treat your parents. Your parents are doing the best that they can at this point. It's no easy job. It's hard enough for me to make my dreams come true for me. I'm trying to take care of me. And now I have 2 other lives that I got to look out for too? Really? And all they know how to do is call you out of your name, call you no good, bitch, you ain't no good, you this, you that, you're an alcoholic, you're this, you're no. Really? Instead of them being able to focus on all the good things that they've done, like family studies, family meetings, like making sure that you don't have just a job but a career, inculcating into you to go to, don't take education lightly. They forget about all of that. You're sitting up there sick as a dog. I'm the one there by means of Jehovah God through Jesus Christ nursing you back to health. Your father, he don't care whether you're dead or alive, child. You needed clothes? I was out there working a job, living from paycheck to paycheck, making sure that you have clothes on your back, food in your mouth. You ain't never been homeless. We ain't never had no evictions and all of that other crazy stuff that people have gone through. You've never been ended up in no shelter, or we was on the street, or have to live in a car, or we have to what? No. You had a mom that was amazing. Was she perfect? No, she was not. Was she amazing? Yeah, she was. Especially when you look at what she had to work with. You know, I don't have $50,000 or $60,000 a year job. At that time, I didn't have that. I didn't have a car where you could just throw everything in the car and we could zip, zip, zip. Oh, I didn't have the fact that we could go on vacation at least once or twice every year. Every year. You know, you get to escape. You get to go away. You get to relax. Me? I didn't have that option. I was too busy living from paycheck to paycheck. So when these kids, and I'm focusing on this at this point because like I said, I just got off the phone with my girlfriend who I've known since high school, and the way her son is treating her, it's horrible. It's just something that Jehovah God, Yahweh, through Jesus Christ, should never let these kids get away, never let them get away with it. Never. May God put them in a position where they need their parents, okay? Her son drives every day. They may drive around. They get hit in an accident. All of a sudden, your spine is messed up. You're in a wheelchair now. Now, do you need your parents? Of course. I don't care if you have a husband and your kids. Your kids and your husband are sick of you. You're in a freaking wheelchair now. Now, do you need your parents? Or something awful happens to you when you need. Let's put that emphasis on that. You need your parents now. May God, Jehovah God, Yahweh, put them in a position where they need their parents. Okay? May Yahweh make it so that they don't have no friends. They never meet no friends. Everybody they find out is talking about them behind their back. Just don't never really like them. Yeah. And may God bless them with friends after they make friends with their parents. Your parent, your mother, your father, whatever. If he was a good dad, they should be your first best friends. And if you can't accomplish that, may God punish you so that you don't have no friends ever. And may your children always make you feel the way you have made your parents feel every single day. May your children have no appreciation. May your children see nothing but all the negative about you. They don't want to see no positive about you. No. May your children see every single thing that's low down, dirty, and rotten about you. Yeah, that'd be great. And I think that my Heavenly Father is going to grant me my prayer because God is a God of justice. I think God is going to grant my girlfriend her prayer. God is going to grant the women in my women's group their prayer according to the way their children treated them. Why do I am a firm believer of that? Because I know God's attributes. One of his attributes is wisdom. His other attribute is power. His other one is love. And that other one that's so amazingly that I'm counting on is his attribute of justice. Justice. The way you could be so hard on your parents, may your children and may everybody that you come across be just as hard on you until you learn how to love your parents, be your parents' best friend, spend time with your parents the way you should, do right by your parents, and then may God be gentle on you, and may God, lighten up on you. Until then, may everything that you touch blow up in your face. Really. That's what you deserve. The Bible says that you're supposed to respect and to honor. Honor means to value. When you value something, think about how you treat it. I don't care about what they're working through. You're supposed to work through it with them. That's called love. You work through it with them. Sheila, true love, you always have a choice. Until next time, bye for now.